We welcome you back to the Vicky Kazee Hollyfield Softball Complex in Jefferson City, Tennessee. It is senior day as the Eagles prepare to take on the Coker Cobras right here on the Eagles Sports Network. Ryan Wilkes with you, taking you through all of today's action as leadoff hitter stands in for Coker. It's Ariana Fair. She takes downstairs for ball one. The count, the ball and no strikes. Rogers' next pitch home is a called strike, and the count evens at 1-1. Beautiful day here in Jefferson City as Rogers deals the next pitch home. It's a called strike, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sierra Rogers dealing the opening pitches of this at-bat to Ariana Fair. As she rocks and fires home, it's upstairs, ball 2. Fair, the leadoff hitter for Coker this afternoon, as the Cobras come in 11-23, 4-12 in South Atlantic Conference play. Rogers is senior to Graysville, Tennessee. Looking to get things started on the right foot here. She deals high and away, ball 3. Recognizes seniors in between games this afternoon as the count moves full on Fair to start off this contest. As Rogers toes the slab, looks home, rocks and fires to Fair. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First punch out of the day for Rogers, and it's in the game's opening hitter, and there's one away. Carson-Newman looking to bounce back after dropping the second game of the twin bill to Catawba. Rocking the home orange uniforms today. As Maya Cribb stands in from the right side. Awaits a first pitch home. It's a check swing, but a called strike nonetheless, and the count is 0-1. 1 down, bases empty for Coker here in the top half of the first inning, right here on the Eagle Sports Network. As Rogers takes a peek at her wrist. Rocks and fires a 0-1 home. Cribbs takes high and away, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Eagles will have one more home twin bill against Milligan coming up on April 14th before heading on the road to Lenore-Rhine to close out the regular season. That's a 1-1 home to Cribbs. She cuts and misses. Strike 2. Eagles have owned this season, or this all-time series against Coker recently. Eagles have won 9 in a row, with Coker's last win coming in 2019. So the Eagles have dominated this series all time. As a 1-2 home from Rogers is a cut and a miss by Cribbs. Strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Rogers to start her senior day. And there's 2 away. Here's Allie Moore with 2 down. Coker unable to get anything going here in the top half of the first inning as Rogers deals home a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Good stuff so far from Sierra here in this first inning of work. She's been one of the mainstays in the rotation for Carson-Newman, the top arm, in her 18th start as she deals home the next pitch to Moore. It's low and in. The count evens at a ball and a strike. 3.75 ERA for Rogers, 12 wins on the season, both of which career highs for Sierra here in her senior campaign. Now has 102 strikeouts. And she's top 10 all-time in career strikeouts as the next pitch is outside. Count moves 2 balls and a strike. Sunny skies, slight breeze moving out towards left center field on about an 80-degree day here in Jefferson City. The Eagles' jerseys flapping in the wind a little bit as and tapers on and off today. Next pitch to Moore is a called strike, and the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rogers looking to strike out this side in the first. As she toes the slab, looks home, gets the call from fellow senior Kennedy Warder, deals home. It's a called strike 3. Warder dropped it, but she'll deal over to first in time for the third out. 1, 2, 3 go the Cobras in the top half of the first. Rogers sets down all 3 on the punch out, and the Eagles will come to the plate in the bottom half, looking to start things off offensively on the other side here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Back here on the Eagles Sports Network, Carson-Newman to the plate in the bottom half of the first. And it's Addie Saunders to lead things off against Coker's Maddie Andrews. First pitch is low and outside for ball 1. The count, a ball and no strikes. Coker down 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the first inning, all on Sierra Rogers strikeouts, as the senior gets her day off to a hot start. Next pitch to Saunders. She takes on the outer edge for a called strike, and the count is a ball and a strike. So Carson-Newman and Addie Saunders, she had her first 3-hit day for Carson-Newman. In the opener against Coker, she takes high and away for ball 2. Two balls and a strike to lead off hitting Saunders. Next pitch is an off-speed pitch that catches the bottom of the zone for a called strike 2. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Addie Saunders. The lefty leading off the bottom half of the first for Carson-Newman as Andrews rocks and fires. Saunders slaps it left side and foul. The count remains 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, bases empty, nobody out for the leadoff hitting Saunders. The next pitch home skips in. Ball 3. Saunders has worked the count full to lead off the home half of the first. As she awaits the payoff offering from Coker's Maddie Andrews. Next pitch home, Saunders watches it outside. Ball 4. Good at bat from Addie Saunders as she works herself aboard. Leads off the bottom half of the first with a walk. Good at bat from the freshman who has been stellar in the past couple of weeks for Carson-Newman as she's been thrust into that leadoff hitting role in the absence of Sienna Cameron, and she's delivered. She's hitting .340 in her 15th start as the senior Hayden Dye takes it outside for ball 1. And the count's a ball and no strikes. Dye, the senior, is top 10 hitter all time for Carson-Newman in multiple categories. As she awaits the 1-0, it's downstairs. Counts 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. Runner on first, nobody out. As right-handed Andrews spins home to Dye. It's upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Hayden, who, as I mentioned, ranks in the top 10 all-time in multiple categories. She's tied for 7th all-time in home runs with 27. If the season ended today, she'd have the 9th best single-season batting average. It sits at .457. The 3-0 is on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count 3-1. Carson-Newman looking to start the scoring today. The Eagles are 16-2 in 2025 when scoring in the first inning. As Andrews spins home the 3-1, it's downstairs, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start Maddie Andrews' afternoon. As Saunders heads to second, Dye aboard first. First and second for Carson-Newman, advantageous scenario for Macaulay Bailey. Tied the game late against Catawba with a solo home run in the bottom of the 7th. At the time, tied things up, sent it to the 8th. Catawba was able to close it out in extra innings as the first pitch to Bailey misses downstairs for ball 1. Macaulay is the all-time leading home run hitter. We've talked about that ad nauseum this year. She's a part of Carson-Newman breaking the single-season home run record. 61 on the season for Carson-Newman as a 1-0. Misses outside, ball 2. Andrews struggling to find the zone here in the first, as Carson-Newman has 2 aboard. Next pitch to Bailey, an off-speed pitch. Andrews curves it in for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. Two balls and a strike to Macaulay. As righty Andrews dips and deals, Bailey takes off the plate, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Andrews in danger of walking her 3rd straight Eagle here in the first inning. As Bailey corkscrews the next pitch right side, Palmer takes care of it at the first base bag. But it's a productive out, number 1, as it moves Dye to second and Saunders to third. So second and third now for Carson-Newman with 1 away. As Santana Anderson will stand in from the right side. First pitch home from Andrews. Anderson watches a breaking ball for a called strike. And the count, 0-1. No balls and a strike to Santana as Andrews dips and deals. Santana lifts it into shallow center. It drops for a base hit. Saunders scores. Here comes Dye. She'll pull back up at third, and Santana Anderson has herself an RBI single to center field. Saunders comes in to score. Dye races to third. And runners on the corners for Sierra Rogers. Good piece of hitting from Anderson. Got just enough to deposit it in shallow center. As Rogers awaits the first pitch, it's upstairs for ball 1. The count of ball and no strikes. Good half of the inning for Carson-Newman. As the first pitch home to Rogers is taken on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. A ball and a strike to Sierra with runners on the corners and 1 away. As Andrews spins home the next pitch. It's high. Runner takes off in Anderson, and she steals second to get into scoring position. Rogers takes upstairs, and the count's 2 balls and a strike. Rogers pops up the next pitch behind the plate. It's playable, but it won't be made in foul ground as the catcher tried to get there, lost it in the sky. It was Carter Freeman who couldn't find it. And the count's a ball and 2 strikes. The next pitch home to Rogers. She swings and misses. Strike 3. And there's 2 down. So runners still on second and third for Mari Robbins. It's a good pitch from Andrews there, tailing out of the zone. Rogers whiffed and couldn't get the bat to it. And it's second and third for Robbins with 2 away. First pitch home from Maddie Andrews. Robbins fouls it back. And the count is 0-1. No balls and a strike. With 2 away, Anderson on second, Dye on third for Carson-Newman. As the right-handed Andrews spins home, it gets away from Freeman. It's a called strike nonetheless. And the count is 0-2. Andrews 1 strike away from getting Coker out of it, allowing just 1 run. As the right-handed Andrews twirls the ball in her right hand and fires home the 0-2 to Mari. Check swing. Did she go around? Yes, she did. Strike 3. So Andrews, despite 2 walks to lead off the frame, she strands runners on second and third, and Carson-Newman gets just 1 on 1 hit. We head to the top of the second. It's Carson-Newman 1, Coker 0 here on the Eagle Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Back here on the Eagle Sports Network, it's 1-0 Carson-Newman after the first inning. I want to give you an update. We are having a stats issue, hence why you don't see a score bug if you're watching on the broadcast. Keep you posted as best as I can, and then hopefully we can get the stats up and running today. As Coker will come to the plate in the second. Stepping in for Coker, it's number 16, Bailey Gaskin. She takes upstairs for ball 1. And the count, ball and no strikes. Rogers, a very productive first. She struck out all 3 hitters she faced. The senior out of Graysville has become one of the best arms in Carson-Newman program history in the top 10 in strikeouts as she deals the 1-0 at the bottom of the zone for a called strike. This year, Sierra has tallied her 3rd season out of 4 in Mossy Creek, where she's had over 100 strikeouts. She deals a 1-1 to Gaskins, who skies it right side and out of play, and the count is 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes, base is empty, and nobody out for Coker. As the right-handed Rogers toes the slab. Roxon fires the 1-2 to Gaskins, who watches it upstairs, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gaskins. The leadoff hitting Gaskins for Coker here in the top of the second. Gaskins slaps the next pitch left side and through for a base hit. And Coker has its first base run of the ball game on a Bailey Gaskins leadoff single. Good piece of hitting to punch it right through the 6-5 hole between Hayden Dye and Macaulay Bailey. As now the starting pitcher, Matty Andrews, will take cuts from the left side. Runner on first. Coker's got the tying run aboard in the top of the second as Rogers spins the first pitch home. It's a called strike, and the count 0-1. Another beautiful afternoon here in Mossy Creek. Unfortunately, it seems that it will be dipping back in the mid-50s next week, but hopefully we'll find some consistency here soon as a 0-1 from Rogers. Andrews skies it high in the infield. Hayden Dye calls everybody off and makes the play for the first out. So a pop out to short for Andrews. That's how Rogers gets the first out here in the top of the second. Now it's Carter Freeman, the backstop for Coker here in this opener. As Rogers toes the slab. Roxon fires the first pitch home. Freeman takes a called strike, and the count 0-1. So for Carson-Newman in the first, it was 2 walks for Saunders and Dye. Bailey grounded out to first to move those two up a bag, and then Santana Anderson's RBI single gets Carson-Newman on the board, but back-to-back strikeouts for Andrews ends the frame as Freeman cuts and misses. And the count is 0-2. Good response from Rogers after giving up the leadoff single. That soft contact at Andrews, and now has worked herself into a 0-2 count against Carter Freeman. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. The tying run aboard for Coker. As Rogers rocks and fires, Freeman skies it high. More soft contact right to Addie Saunders at second. And she makes a play for the second out. Back-to-back soft pop-ups to the infield. And just like that, Sierra Rogers has 2 away here in the top of the second. It's Peyton Brigman now to stand in for Coker. With 2 down, that tying run still aboard first. As Rogers rocks and fires, Brigman takes downstairs for ball 1. The count, a ball and no strikes. Each side has 1 hit apiece, but Carson-Newman has had 3 base runners so far here in this contest. As the right-handed Rogers toes the slab. Rocks and fires home the 1-0. Brigman swings and misses. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. As Coker looks to salvage this top half of the second after Gaskins reached on the leadoff single. The 1-1 home from Sierra. Brigman tips it in the glove of Warder. Strike 2. Sierra looking for strikeout number 4 to end this top half of the second and get Carson-Newman's offense back to the plate with the lead. The 1-2 home. Downstairs. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Carson-Newman will head on the road for a midweek doubleheader, an important one. With Emory and Henry, again, the standings still very much up in the air. The seeding for the South Atlantic Conference tournament still in limbo as the 2-2 is fouled off. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. As it sits right now, Carson-Newman is in 5th in a tightly packed top of the sack, as the Eagles look to separate themselves from a couple in-state rivals. So 2-2 home is low and inside, ball 3. Brigman's done a good job to work this count full as she prepares to see the 3-2 offering from Sierra Rogers. Carson-Newman tied with Tusculum for that 4th spot in the sack. As Rogers deals a 3-2 home, it's downstairs and low, ball 4. Brigman works a 2-out walk that moves Gaskins to second. Now Coker has the tying run in scoring position and the go-ahead run aboard in the top of the second inning. Talking more about the South Atlantic Conference, it's Wingate in first at 13-3. Lincoln Memorial and Lenore Ryan tied for second at 10-6. And it's Carson-Newman and Tusculum at 11-7. I guess tied for third. So lots up in the air here as the first pitch home to Cheyenne Palmer is taken for a called strike. And the count 0-1. Rogers looking to strand a couple runners aboard here in the top of the second to keep Carson-Newman's 1-0 lead intact. The 0-1 to Palmer. She skies it high towards right, giving chase is Robin. She lays out. She can't get there. And the count's 0-2. Good hustle by Robbins, one of the 7 seniors we'll recognize today. In between games, it's Hayden Dye, Allie Goodwin, Brooklyn Lucero, Lexi Lacey, Marion Waterman. We'll all recognize them in between these two contests. A 0-2 home from Rogers is up and in, and the count's a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runners on first and second for the Cobras. After going down 1-2-3 in the first, Coker's shown some fortitude here in the second, but Rogers gets a swing and a miss for the third strike. 4 strikeouts through 2 for Rogers, and she strands 2 aboard. We head to the bottom of the second. It's Carson-Newman 1, Coker 0 right here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. Shopseeandeagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at shopseeandeagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Back here on the Eagle Sports Network, Carson-Newman and Coker on Senior Day in Mossy Creek. It's been Carson-Newman who's started the scoring again. Carson-Newman 16-2 when scoring in the first inning, looking to keep that streak alive today. As another senior, Brooklyn Lucero, stands in from the right side. First pitch to her is downstairs for ball 1. And the count's a ball and no strikes. Andrews, the righty in the circle for Coker. She's been one of the top arms used by the Cobras here this season. She deals a bending off-speed pitch called for a strike at the knees. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Base is empty, nobody out here in the home half of the second for the Eagles. As Andrews twirls the ball in her right hand, gets the call behind the plate from Freeman. Rocks and fires the 1-1. Lucero grounds it left side to third. It's off the glove of the third baseman, and Lucero will reach in time. It'll be a fielding error on Sarah Bryant at third base. As Lucero reaches, put a runner on first with nobody out. It's Abby Martin now to stand in from the right side. The junior out of Gadsden, Alabama. This time next year it'll be her time to say goodbye to Carson-Newman softball. But for now, she got another year, and she's been a heavy contributor for Carson-Newman this season. The right-handed Andrews fires home the first pitch to Martin. It's a called strike. And the count is 0-1. No balls on the strike to Abby. As Andrews spins home the next pitch, it's well high. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. It's always a fun day, but a sad day when you get to recognize the seniors that will be graduating this year, moving on to their next steps in life. As Martin this year in her junior year hitting .357 as she watches the next pitch at the bottom of the zone for a called strike in the count 1-2. It's always good to see all the families come in to escort their daughters out on the field. We'll have that ceremony in between games. The 1-2 to Abby. She slaps it foul, and the count remains 1-2. Martin currently on a 4-game hitting streak dating back to the doubleheader against UVA Wise. She looks to deliver here with Lucero on first and nobody out. Andrews rocks and fires the next 1-2 to Abby Martin. She loops it in the shallow center and it drops. Second hit as Lucero beats the throw to the second base bag, and Martin's aboard with a single to center to make it first and second with nobody out for the Eagles. Second hit for the Eagles today. That's been in the same spot and pretty similarly hit as that one was blooped into center. Martin actually lost her balance a little bit, was able to recollect and get to first. Now the left-handed slapper Trinity Brooks stands in from the left side. Andrews rocks and fires home the first pitch. She squares the bunt, pokes it foul. And the count's 0-1. No balls and a strike to Brooks with 2 runners aboard. Carson-Newman looking to extend its lead. Here in the home half of the second, Andrews rocks and fires home to Brooks. She squares the bunt, pulls back, it's off the plate. And the count evens at 1-1. Coker in the road blue uniforms with the white Cobras across the front, yellow numbering on the front and the back with the blue pants and the yellow and blue socks. Brooks squares the bunt, pulls back, and it's upstairs, counts 2 balls and a strike. The American flag in the dead center field is moving pretty steadily to its right on a day with a good bit of breeze, but some wispy clouds. As Adam Cavalier would describe it, no cumulus clouds to worry about. As the next pitch home to Brooks, she pulls back, and the count's 3 balls and a strike. Three balls, 1 strike, runners on first and second, and nobody out here in Carson-Newman's half of the second. 3-1 home to Brooks. She bunts one down to third. Andrews scoops, fires, not in time to first, and it's a bunt single for Trinity Brooks. That loads the bases here in the second for the leadoff hitting Addie Saunders. A beautiful bump by Brooks. She poked it. She was already halfway down the first baseline. By the time third baseman gloved it, it's a pitch home to Saunders. Misses downstairs for ball 1. Saunders' second time at the plate here this afternoon. She walked to lead off Carson-Newman's half of the first. Now stands in with a big opportunity to extend this Carson-Newman advantage. Andrews rocks and fires the 1-0. Saunders rips down the left field line, but it's tailing foul. Count evens at a ball and a strike to Addie. With Brooks on first, Martin on second, Lucero on third. We'll see if Carson-Newman can deliver here. Andrews was able to strand 2 runners aboard for Carson-Newman on the corners after Santana Anderson's single brought in the game's opening run. Dye was stranded on third, and Anderson was stranded aboard first as Saunders takes off the plate, and the count moves 2 balls and a strike. 6 strikeouts combined for the 2 arms. Andrews has 2. Sierra Rogers with 4 through 2 innings. As Andrews looks home, Broxton fires a 2-1 to Saunders, who checks her swing, but it's a called strike at the top of the zone, and the count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out for Addie Saunders. The freshman continues to look to impress this season as she waits on it, but she's behind the off-speed pitch. And it's the 3rd strikeout for Maddie Andrews in the first out of the second. Really nice off-speed pitch. She pulled the string, Saunders knew to wait on it, but she waited just a hair too long and was just behind a swinging strike. One away for Hayden Dye. As she watches the first pitch for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Second time Dye is at the plate. She walked in her first time up. Got all the way to third, but was stranded there. As Andrews looks home, rocks and fires a 0-1. Dye rips it left side. The backhand throw to third is in time, but a run will score. As a nice play at short by Peyton Brigman. And Martin is out. As Lucero comes in to score. 2-0 Carson-Newman, as we'll see a brief visit to the circle. As Coker looks to keep it a 2-0 game with 2 outs here in the second. Andrews has done another nice job to bounce back and retire the next 2 Eagles like she did in the first. But Carson-Newman still with runners on first and second after Hayden Dye's fielder's choice to shortstop goes to third. Nice play by Brigman to get Martin at third base, and they get at least 1 out. As the visit concludes, and now Macaulay Bailey will stand in with runners on first and second. And 2 down. Dye on first, Brooks on second with 2 away. As Andrews stretches out a little bit inside the circle. And we'll put her glove back on and get ready to deal to Macaulay Bailey. First pitch home, Andrews to Bailey's an off-speed pitch. Bailey rips it deep to left. This ball will leave. Macaulay Bailey does it again. Another home run for Macaulay. A 3-run shot, and it's 5-0 Eagles. 15th home run of the season for Bailey. It's her 3rd straight season with 15 home runs. Her freshman year, she hit 15. Sophomore year, 15. And now another 15 in her junior season. She got a hold of that one, gave it a ride. And Carson-Newman's lead is 5. Now it's Santana Anderson's turn with the bases empty. And 2 down. She takes the first pitch strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. No balls and a strike to Santana. As Andrews twirls the ball in her right hand, rocks and fires a 0-1 pitch. It's dribbled up the middle. It's a base hit. Second hit of the day for Anderson. And she gives Carson-Newman another 2-out base runner. Ninth multi-hit game, 9th 2-hit game of the season for Anderson. And she's aboard with 2 away for Rogers. Anderson started the scoring with an RBI single. She gets one here in the second as well, as the first pitch to Sierra is low and away for ball 1. Rogers has really helped herself out a lot in the circle this year. She's hit a career-high 9 home runs in her senior season with Carson-Newman. And that's played a big role with her being the top arm for the Eagles to deliver that run support and to help your own cause has been a huge benefit for Rogers as she takes ball 2 off the plate. Andrews looking for the 3rd out, rocks and fires at 2-0. It's upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Sierra Rogers. Here in the bottom of the second, it's a 4 spot for the Eagles in the home half of the second inning. As Andrews twirls the ball in her right hand, Roxon deals a 3-0 home. It's an off-speed pitch that misses well downstairs. Ball 4. A 4-pitch walk for Rogers. And that'll bring in Mari Robbins. Robbins, another home run threat in her senior season. It's kind of incredible looking at her numbers. She didn't play in 2024 due to injury. Hit 2 home runs in 2023, but has hit 11 here in this 2025 season. Her first offering from Andrews is low for ball 1. Count a ball and no strikes. Andrews looks home to Freeman, gets the call. Roxon fires the 1-0 home to Robbins. She lifts it down the left field line, but it's tailing foul. The count evens at a ball and a strike. A 3-run home run from Macaulay Bailey highlights a 4-run bottom of the second for the Eagles to jump out to a 5-0 edge over Coker here on Senior Day in Game 1. The 1-1 home from Andrews is an off-speed pitch that catches the heart of the zone, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Andrews has really gone to that changeup, it looks like, out of the hand quite frequently here through the first 2 innings, and she's had success in doing so. As Andrews rocks and fires a 1-2, Robbins takes high. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Important games coming up for the Eagles. Again, talking about that tightly packed top 5 in the South Atlantic Conference. Wingate seems to be running away with it a little bit at 13-3 in conference play. 2-2 home from Andrews is off the plate, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second for Carson-Newman with Rogers aboard first. Anderson on second. And 2 away. As Andrews shakes off a couple signals from Freeman. Now time's called, and Freeman will trot out to chat with her pitcher, Maddie Andrews. It's a quick conversation between the two. Here's a payoff pitch home to Mari. Skied high, right side, playable for Andrews, and she'll make the play for the 3rd out. But Carson-Newman gets 4. One on a Hayden dive, fielder's choice to short, and the other on Macaulay Bailey's 15th home run of the season, a 3-run shot to extend Carson-Newman's lead. We head to the 3rd. It's Carson-Newman 5, Coker nothing here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Back here on the Eagles Sports Network, Carson-Newman and Coker on Senior Day in Mossy Creek, as the Eagles have jumped out to a 5-0 edge over the Cobras. The first pitch home from Rogers is a swing and a miss by Lacey Hennessy, and the count 0-1. Next pitch home is downstairs, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. One ball and one strike to Lacey Hennessy. The next pitch home is a swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2. One ball, two strikes, base is empty, no one out for Coker, who has one hit. It was a leadoff single by Gaskins, as it's a cut and a miss from Rogers. Strike three, strikeout number 5 for Sierra, and there's one away. 3 came in the first, 1 came to end the top of the second, and this time she gets Hennessy to swing and miss the first out of the third. Here's Ariana Fair. She squares the bump, pulls back, but it's a call and strike nonetheless. And the count is 0-1. Fair was part of 3 straight strikeouts to start the contest for Rogers. She stands in for the second time, 0 for 1 this afternoon. Rogers rocks and fires a 0-1. Fair fouls it off. And the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Bases empty for the Cobras to lead off the top half of the third, looking for an answer against a Carson-Newman team that has tallied 5 runs through the first 2 innings. Came on a Santana Anderson single to start things. Hayden Dye's fielder's choice RBI, and then Macaulay Bailey's 3-run home run. The 0-2 Fair takes just off the plate, and the count is 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, bases empty, and 1 down. As the right-handed Rogers rocks and fires a 1-2, it's low and away. Count evens at 2-2. If you stay tuned, if you're not in town for Senior Day, we'll take you through that coverage in between games. We'll keep it live here on the Eagle Sports Network and do that ceremony in between games from Carson-Newman and Coker. As Rogers deals a 2-2 home to Fair, she watches it in the turf. Ball 3. Count evens up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to the leadoff hitting Ariana Fair. Back to the top for Coker. As the lefty awaits the payoff pitch home. The 3-2 from Rogers. Foul back. And the count remains full at 3-2. A reminder, if you're trying to tap into live stats or wondering where the score bug is, we're having a stats issue currently, hoping it will be resolved momentarily, and we'll get all the stats back up and back to you listening or watching at home. As Rogers deals the next 3-2 to Fair, she watches outside. Ball 4. Good at bat from Fair. She saw 6 pitches from Rogers. Fouled off a couple. Down in the count, and she's able to reach with 1 down. Here's Maya Cribbs to the plate for the second time this afternoon. Struck out in her first at-bat. There's the first pitch to Cribbs, a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Wind still blowing a little bit. It's been off and on today, as we have a beautiful day for softball. We've been really fortunate this past week to have the weather that we have been able to have for a couple of South Atlantic Conference twin bills. There's a 0-1 to Cribbs. She lays down a bunt. It spins. Bailey wisely scoops it up in foul ground on a ball that was kind of corkscrewing back and forth, and she keeps it foul. Those are those situations down the third and first baselines. You've seen it couple times here recently where a ball might be spinning a couple different directions and eventually sits right on the third or first baseline. That time Bailey made sure that didn't happen and got it while it was out of play. 0-2 to Cribbs. Rogers rocks and deals the 0-2. Cribbs swings and misses. Strikeout number 6 for Rogers, and there's 2 down. Two away now with a runner on first. As a first pitch home to Allie Moore as a swing and miss. And the count is 0-1. The 0-1 home to Moore. Downstairs, runner takes off. Fair slides. Dye tags her out on the helmet for out number 3. An athletic play from Dye coming off the back. She slapped the tag behind the back and got Fair on the helmet for the third and final out. We'll be back for the bottom half of the third. It's Carson-Newman 5, Coker nothing here on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's something about a small community that unites us, whether it's cheering on our favorite team or the way we come together in a crisis. Small communities are made up of people with big hearts. We're dedicated to hard work and innovation through sunny days and stormy nights. AEC is always here, powering the people and the places that make our community a spectacular place to call home. AEC, power what matters most.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
It's Brooklyn Lucero to lead off Carson-Newman's half of the third inning right here on the Eagle Sports Network. It's Carson-Newman 5, Coker 0. As Lucero takes the first pitch downstairs. And the count is 0-1, or a ball and no strikes. Andrews, the righty, twirls and fires home to Lucero. It's well outside for ball 2. And the count's 2 balls and no strikes. Base is empty for Lucero. She looks to add to this Carson-Newman advantage in the bottom half of the third. Andrews rocks and fires at 2-0. Lucero watches an off-speed pitch at a little bit too high, and the count's 3 balls and no strikes. Next pitch to Brooklyn is downstairs, ball 4, and she'll take her base to put a runner on first with nobody out. Going to see a pinch runner here likely for Brooklyn. It's going to be Taylor Erb. Coming and pinch run for Brooklyn. As the Cobras have a conversation inside the circle. Bottom 3, Carson-Newman's lead is 5-0 over Coker. With Abby Martin standing in from the right side. The first pitch, she squares the bunt, pokes one back towards the circle. Nobody covering, and it'll be a bunt single for Abby Martin. What was just supposed to be a sacrifice bunt turned into more than that as Martin's able to reach. Andrews was able to scoop it up, but she turned to fire. First baseman Palmer had charged in, and there was no play at first base. Erb moves to second. Now Trinity Brooks tries to poke a bunt down the third baseline, and it's foul. And the count is 0-1.
Yes, Reagan, rolling.
Martin on first, Erb on second. Nobody out for Carson-Newman. As Brooks squares the bunt, she pulls back in time as it's high for ball one. The count evens at a ball and a strike. So Carson-Newman here in the third brings the run rule run to the plate. If the Eagles are able to, still got some time left in this game for Coker to make a surge. But the Eagles have been productive so far this afternoon. As Andrews deals home to Brooks, who takes low and outside. Erb taking off for third, and she's safe. Martin heads to second. As Taylor Erb nabs third base. Martin moves to second on the throw. As a pitch is low and outside, ball two. 2 balls and a strike to Trinity Brooks. Next pitch home, the off-speed breaker that misses low. Ball 3. So now second and third for Carson-Newman. A great jump by Erb, and Abby Martin took off once she saw the throw. Pulled the third baseman off the bag. 3 balls, 1 strike to Brooks. As Andrews spins and fires, Brooks slaps it through the left side. A base hit. Erb scores. Here comes Martin. She'll pull up at third, and Brooks heads to second. An RBI single for Trinity Brooks. And it's 6-0 Eagles. Good piece of hitting from Brooks. She just slapped it through the left side. There's now a conversation being had. We'll see a new arm enter for Coker, I believe, here in the third. It'll be a new arm coming in for the Cobras. It's Brooklyn Lovin. We'll talk about her on the other side with Carson-Newman leading 6-0 right here on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
It's Brooklyn Lovin to come in to pitch. The lefty enters for Maddie Andrews, who deals 2 innings. Carson-Newman already scratching across 1 here in the home half of the third and looking for more with runners on second and third. Carson-Newman can push this game into run rule territory early if the 2 are able to come in and score. Brooks on second, Martin on third after Trinity Brooks' RBI single. As Addie Saunders back in for the Eagles, she pokes the first pitch to the left side, and it's out of play. And the count is 0-1. So Lovin enters here in the bottom half of the third with nobody out. And it's a lefty-lefty matchup to start her day. She spins the next pitch home to Saunders, who fouls it off to the left side and onto Davis Street in the count. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Saunders. She rips the next pitch right center, and it drops in the gap. Here comes Martin. Brooks is rounding third. She'll score, and it's a 2 RBI double for Addie Saunders, who glides into second base. It's 8-0 Carson-Newman. The freshman delivers 2 home. And Carson-Newman's lead is 8. The Eagles already in run rule territory here in the home half of the third. With 3 runs here in the bottom half, and now Hayden Dye will stand in with a runner on second and nobody out. The Eagles really with a chance to just break this one open early. As Dye takes a first pitch strike, and the count is 0-1. There's a 0-1 to Dye. She fouls it off. And the count is 0-2. Dye takes a next pitch, strike 3, and there's one away. Good pitch from Lovin to get Dye looking in the count. And there's one away here in the bottom of the third. 3 already in the third for Carson-Newman, most recently on Addie Saunders' 2 RBI double. As Dye caught looking on the pitch on the outer half of the plate. As now Bailey will stand in. She fouls the first pitch off. And the count is 0-1. Again, in Bailey's last at bat was a 3-run home run. She's now hit 15 home runs in each of her first 3 seasons, 45 in her career. In a Carson-Newman uniform, she continues to pull away at the top of the list. As a 0-1 pitch home is well upstairs. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Addie Saunders on second after her 2 RBI double. As Carson-Newman needs 6 outs to close it out. Still some time left for Coker to chip away at this lead built by the Eagles early on as Bailey swings and misses in the count 1-2. The wind has since calmed down. The American flag in center field was moving to start this contest, now just slightly swaying in the breeze at the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex. As the left-handed Lovin prepares to deal the 1-2. She fires home to Bailey, who watches it upstairs, and the count is 2 balls in, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Saunders in scoring position for the Eagles on second. As the pitch home to Bailey, she rips it through the left side, a base hit. A late jump for Saunders. She'll stop at third as the throw in was offline, but not far enough to advance Addie Saunders. But Macaulay Bailey delivers another hit through the left side and advances Addie Saunders to third base with 1 away. Runners on the corners. You see Bailey rips it through the 6-5 hole. As now we might see a change made for Bailey, a pinch runner perhaps. As that what it'll be. It's going to be Katie Mathena to pinch run. Santana Anderson stands in from the right side with 1 away. Mathena on first, pinch running for Bailey. Saunders on third with a 1 away in the home half of the third. Anderson rips the first pitch down to right field line, and it's tailing foul. And the count is 0-1. Santana Anderson, the transfer from Limestone in her first season here in Muncie Creek. She'll have 1 more next year for the Eagles. Really impact transfer for Michael Graves and his crew. As the next pitch home is fouled back, and the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And one away for the Carson-Newman offense with Mathena on first, Saunders on third. Brooklyn Lovin entering the circle with nobody out here in the third. Deals home to Anderson. It's downstairs. Ball one as Mathena thinks about heading for second but stays put. With a nice block behind the plate from Carter Freeman. Lovin toes the slab. Rocks and fires the 1-2. Anderson skies the high right side, but well out of play. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. The next 1-2 home from Lovin. Anderson pops it foul again to stay alive. And she'll see another pitch from Brooklyn Lovin. It'll be the 6th pitch of this at-bat. With one down here in the third. 8-0 Carson-Newman here on the Eagle Sports Network. It's been innings of 1 in the first, 4 in the second, now 3 here in the third. To help Carson-Newman jump out to this 8-0 advantage. The next 1-2, Anderson pokes it left side. Saunders dives out of the way of the bounding chopper. That rolls foul, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. The Eagles in the home orange pinstripes this afternoon. It's been a uniform combination that Carson-Newman has been very successful in this season. As the next 1-2 home to Santana is low and away. Count evens at 2-2. Lengthy at bat here. We'll see pitch number 8 from Brooklyn Lovin to Santana Anderson. In these jerseys this season, Carson-Newman is 14-3. Mostly wearing them here at home as time is called. Anderson steps out and awaits the 8th pitch of the at-bat from Brooklyn Lovin. Next 2-2, Anderson rips it to right down the line. It's foul. Off the wall, smacks off the wall. And Santana Anderson will await a 9th pitch. Just missed that one, and it was just inches foul down the right field line. And Anderson will step back in and wait for another offering from Brooklyn Lovin. Anderson has had 3 at-bats this season, 8 pitches or more, and she's got another one right here. As a 2-2 is popped high in the sky to right, playable, and the play will be made, tagging from third, and coming in to score is Addie Saunders. It's a sacrifice fly for Santana Anderson, and it's 9-0 Carson-Newman. Saunders comes in to score on the sac fly by Anderson. And the Eagles' lead is now 9. 2 outs for Sierra Rogers, with Mathena still standing on first base. With the lefty Brooklyn Lovin dipping and dealing home. First pitch is a called strike in the count. 0-1. Back-to-back 4 spots for Carson-Newman. This time it was Addie Saunders that delivered the biggest blow with that 2 RBI double. As the next pitch to Rogers, she skies it high to left. Underneath it is Cribbs, and she'll put it away for the 3rd out. The Eagles do get 4 more in the bottom half of the 3rd. It's Carson-Newman 9, Coker 0 after 3 innings full. We'll be back with the top of the 4th right here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large 1-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large 1-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to do this. Carson-Newman. It's been around since 1851. Lots of flexible online programs. Wow. World-class accredited academics. A faith and learning environment with professors who really care about me. A top 10 best value school. Carson-Newman gives $48 million a year in financial aid. This is the perfect place. I'm in.
Back here on the Eagles Sports Network, it's Carson-Newman 9, Coker nothing. Back-to-back 4 spots for the Eagles to build this 9-run advantage. As Sierra Rogers looks to continue dealing in the circle, she's allowed just 1 hit. She struck out 6 through 3 innings of work for the Eagles. As Moore will lead things off, she was stranded at the plate after Fair was caught stealing. And she'll lead off the top of the 4th. First pitch, Rogers to Moore is a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The 0-1 home is fouled back off the bat of Moore, and the count is 0-2. No ball, 2-strike offering. Moore skies it high into center. Playable for Abby Martin, and she'll snag it for the first out. Maybe the hardest contact outside of the Gaskins single that we've seen from the Cobras today. As Moore skies out to center for the first out of the 4th. Here's Bailey Gaskins. She has a lone hit for Coker and takes the first pitch away for ball 1. Ball and no strikes to Gaskin. The next offering is on the inner black for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Busy day here on the banks of Mossy Creek. We got some beach volleyball action going on. The football spring game that just wrapped up. An AAU basketball tournament. So a ton going on here on the campus of Carson-Newman today as the 1-1 home is downstairs, ball 2. And the count's 2 balls and a strike. Base is empty for Coker. The Cobras have just 1 hit that came in the second. It was Gaskin's single. She got to second, but was stranded right there. As she awaits the 2-1, it's off the plate, ball 3. And stick around post game. We'll have the senior day ceremonies. We will recognize 7 seniors. As Rogers prepares to deal the 3-1 home to Gaskins. A 3-1 offering is a called strike, and the count moves full. Gaskins had ditched her bat, was halfway down the first baseline, but will have to stand back in and face a payoff offering from Sierra Rogers. Rogers looking for strikeout number 7. Here in this outing, she had 7 in her last outing against Catawba. As she rocks and fires a 3-2, Gaskins just got a piece of it, and Border couldn't hang on. As Bailey stays alive, and the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch to Gaskin. She dribbles it left side. It stayed fair. Bailey shoots over to first in time. Now they're going to say foul ball. Late call. Looked like it was foul, and it was. The next offering to Gaskins is a high chopper over the head of Bailey. And it's Bailey Gaskins' second single of the day, and she gets aboard with 1 away. Time's called. It looks like a change will be made. A pinch runner for Bailey Gaskins, seemingly. And it will be. Wait to see the number on the back here, as it's going to be number 4, Savannah Fowler, to pinch run. So in steps Brooklyn Lovin, who's staying in to hit, as she takes down Sayers for ball 1. Another two-way player for Coker is Lovin. It was Maddie Andrews who pitched the first 2 innings. Lovin came in for the rest of the third. As the pitch is called strike. Rogers looks home, gets the call. Rocks and fires a pitch home to Lovin, who swings and misses. Strike 2. Pinch runner Fowler is on first. Rogers looking to match a season high in strikeouts with 8. As Rogers re-engages with the slab. The 1-2. Foul back. As Lovin stays alive. Rogers toes the slab, looks home to Warder, rocks and deals. Lovin takes off the plate for a ball. The righty out of Graysville, Tennessee, rocks and fires. The next pitch home to Lovin, who skies a high left side and out of play. To stay alive. Carter Freeman's on deck for Coker, trying to strike back. Bailey Gaskins got her second hit of the day. She has the only 2 hits for Coker here in this contest. As the next pitch home to Lovin, she swings and misses. Strike 3. Strikeout number 8 for Sierra, matches a season high. And there's 2 down. Two away for Freeman, with Fowler still on first. Here in the top half of the 4th. As Rogers rocks and fires to Freeman. She's behind it. She fouled it into the glove. For strike 1. Nothing 1 home to Freeman is a called strike. And it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Rogers to Freeman with 2 away and Fowler on first. As the right-hander Rogers rocks and fires, Freeman skies it high to left center. Martin charging in, and she'll make the play for the 3rd out. Coker scoreless in the top half of the 4th. The Eagles retain the 9-0 lead, and we head to the bottom of the 4th right here on the Eagles Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The #1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear, shop cneagles.com. where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shop CNEagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. Shop CNEagles.com.
It's Allie Goodwin to pinch hit and lead things off here in Carson-Newman's half of the fourth. First pitch home to Allie is downstairs for ball one. Allie will be graduating in December. She's been described as one of the most electric members of the Carson-Newman softball program. And she gets an at-bat here in the fourth. Next pitch home, Allie takes a called strike. And the count is 1-1. The Vic may explode if Allie Goodwin's able to reach here with nobody out in the fourth. She has 3 career at-bats. She's 1 for 3. As Lovin deals the next pitch high, a ball 2. And the count's 2 balls and a strike. Allie listed as a junior, but she'll graduate early in December out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Lefty awaits a 2-1. The pitch home. Allie fouls it off. And the count's 2-2. You hear the excitement from the Carson-Newman dugout. Just the outpouring of nice things to say about Allie Goodwin. I can personally speak on that. Allie is a great person and has been a great advocate for this program, as a 2-2 home to her is downstairs, ball 3. Allie Goodwin has worked the count full to lead off the home half of the fourth. As the left-handed Lovin looks home, rocks and fires a payoff. Allie chops it foul to stay alive. The count remains full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, bases empty, nobody out. Carson-Newman needs 3 outs in the top half of the fifth to close out the opener with Coker. As the left-handed Lovin re-engages with the slab. Rocks and fires the next 3-2. It's high, ball 4. Allie Goodwin works a walk, and she's greeted with a ton of energy from the Carson-Newman dugout. What a moment for Allie on senior day. Somebody that has meant so much to this program in her time here. She'll likely get a pinch runner here, as Mari Robbins will re-enter. As you just hear and see, if you're watching, the love this program has for Allie Goodwin. It's special for her, a special moment on senior day. As Brooklyn Lucero stands in with Robbins on first and nobody out. First pitch, a strike at the knees to Brooklyn, and the count is 0-1. Runner on first as Goodwin walks to lead off the frame. Lovin rocks and fires to Lucero. It's fouled off to the right side, not a play, and the count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Brooklyn Lucero, who will also be recognized today. She really came on last season through Southland Conference play, hit .368. As a 0-2 to her is roped towards right. It's playable on foul ground for Hennessy, but she can't get there, and Lucero will stay alive. Count remains 0-2 to Brooklyn, with Robbins on first and no one out. The next 0-2 is off the plate, and it counts the ball in 2 strikes. Looking forward for the Eagles, we talked about the tightly contested top half of the South Atlantic Conference. Eagles, after wrapping up with Coker here today, will head to Emory and Henry on Wednesday. We'll host Milligan on the 14th. It's a 1-2 to Brooklyn. She skies it high towards right. Hennessy charging in, tries to make the play on the run. Can't do it. It trickles away, allows Robbins to race to second. And it's a single for Brooklyn Lucero. A ball that was sinking quickly on Hennessy. Finds turf, and it'll bring in Abby Martin. Good hustle by Hennessy to try and lay out and make that grab. Couldn't do it. Now it's first and second for Carson-Newman with nobody out. Just make it harder for Coker in the fifth to extend this contest as Martin takes downstairs for ball one. And the count's a ball and no strikes. Robbins on second, Lucero on first, nobody out. As Lovin dips and deals, it's downstairs. The count, 2 balls and no strikes. Robbins dancing around off the second base bag. She'll head back to second. Carson-Newman looking to extend the lead. The Eagles have used a pair of 4-run innings in the second and the third to add on to the game's opening score in the first. As a 2-0 home to Martin is lifted right side and fouled. The count 2-1. Eagles this season at home, despite splitting a couple doubleheaders here recently at the Vic. Eagles are 16-4 on their home turf, looking to extend that tally today and look well on their way to doing so. As a 2-1 home to Abby is outside ball 3. And the count is 3 balls and a strike. Thanks for sticking with us today. Our score bug is back operating as well as live stats. I hope you all are enjoying those from wherever you're watching or listening to today's game. As a 3-1 home from Lovin. Martin squares the bunt. She pulls back. It's low, ball 4. It's not going to matter as Freeman threw down to third to try and get Robbins, but it was ball 4 anyway. And it loads the bases with nobody out. It's Trinity Brooks' turn, the slapper from the left side. She's already has an RBI hit today. An RBI single to bring in 1. As Lovin rocks and fires. Brooks watches low, well inside, and the count of ball and no strikes. Lovin dips and deals a 1-0 to Brooks. She's behind it. She swings and misses, and the count is a ball and a strike. Next pitch home to Brooks is high and away, ball 2. The count's 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 home to Trinity is upstairs and away, ball 3. And the count's 3 balls and a strike. Three and 1 the count to the sophomore Brooks. With the bases loaded and nobody out, an opportunity for Carson-Newman to put a stamp on this one. It's high and away, ball 4. And it walks in at Robbins, moves Lucero to third, and Martin to second. Another productive at-bat from Brooks is now we're going to see a conversation in the circle for Coker. Now it looks like a change will be made. Coker switching pitchers yet again here in this 9 or now 10-0 contest. As we'll see a new arm for the Cobras. We'll talk about her on the other side right here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through auto owner's insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Back here on the Eagle Sports Network, it's Maddie Newsome to come in to pitch for Coker. Tough spot, bases loaded, and nobody out. First pitch home to Addie Saunders is downstairs and low, ball one. Talk about Coker's pitching. It's the third arm that the Cobras have used. 2 innings out of Maddie Andrews, 7 hits, 4 earned runs. As the next pitch to Addie Saunders is a call and strike, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. For Brooklyn Lovin, it was 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. She walked 3, struck out 1. This next pitch home to Addie. She waits on it, skies it high down the left field line. Palmer giving chase, but it's foul. Next pitch home is outside. And the count's 2-2. Next pitch home is dribbled left side to third. Scooped up, throw is offline, and it gets away. 1 run scores. Here comes 2 more. Saunders trucks for second. And the base is clear on a fielding error as Addie Saunders comes in to score. So a fielding error as Saunders legs it out. As all runners come in to score. As the first pitch misses downstairs. And the count's a ball and no strikes. Next pitch is a ball. And the count's 2-1 to Hayden Dye. Saunders on second with nobody out. As Dye rips the next pitch foul off to the right side. The count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 13-0 Carson-Newman as the Eagles have scored 4 in 3 consecutive frames to really open this one up against Coker in the doubleheader with the Cobras. As a 2-2 to Dye is looped towards second. A nice grab at the second base bag for the first out. So here in steps in Macaulay Bailey. She watches the first pitch away for ball one. Next pitch home, gets away. Saunders trucks for third, and she's in safely. As the count moves 2 balls and no strikes on a wild pitch. Next pitch, a called strike. And the count's 2 balls and a strike. Saunders on third. More insurance for Carson-Newman awaiting as Bailey fouls off the next pitch, and the count is 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Saunders still remains on third for Carson-Newman. As she deals the next pitch home, Bailey skies it high left side, and it goes out of play. Count remains 2-2. Carson-Newman's lead is 13-0 over Coker here in the home half of the 4th inning. As the Eagles look to close things out in the top half, the Eagles will need 3 outs to get it done in 5. The Eagles have been no strangers to run rule territory here this season. The Eagles have run rule teams more frequently than they've been run ruled, certainly. As the next pitch home to Bailey is low, gets between the wickets of Palmer, but she keeps it in front. And the count moves full at 3-2. In run rule games this season, Carson-Newman 11-4, and barring anything crazy, Carson-Newman will be 12-4 in run rule games. In 2025 is the payoff pitch on the way to Macaulay Bailey. She rips it to right. Going back is Hennessy, and she'll make the play. Saunders tagging from third. She'll come in to score. And it's a sacrifice fly from Macaulay Bailey. So now Santana Anderson stands in after Bailey scores. Addie Saunders from third. They're still 2 away. Santana Anderson waits on the next offering. It's downstairs, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. 5 here in the 4th for Carson-Newman, the most the Eagles have put up in an inning so far. As Anderson takes off the plate, ball 3. Counts 3-0. 14-0 Eagles. As Carson-Newman looks to put a stamp on this one and get to the Senior Day celebration. That'll be an exciting moment for all 7 seniors as Anderson takes inside for ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to put her aboard, with 2 away for Sierra Rogers. Carson-Newman's offense has been one of the top scoring clubs in the conference. It's the most runs the Eagles have scored in a game since the 18-17 win over Southern Wesleyan at the beginning of March. As Lexi Lacey will pinch hit for Sierra Rogers with 2 away. She'll likely come into pitch the top of the 5th as well. Lacey's gotten a couple at-bats this season. As she stands in from the left side, awaits the first offering. It's downstairs, ball 1. And the count's a ball and no strikes. He actually has 1 at-bat this season. Came against Lander. As the next pitch home is downstairs. Ball 2. The count's 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. Lexi Lacey dribbles it right side to second. Scoop and throw to first is in time for the third out. But Carson-Newman gets 5 more in the home half of the fourth. We'll head to the top of the fifth. The Eagles need 3 outs to close it out in game 1 of Senior Day right here on the Eagles Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Lexi Lacey will pitch the top half of the fifth and look to close things out for this Eagle team, who has had a really nice start to Senior Day. Carson-Newman leads Coker 14-0 through 4 innings full, and Lexi Lacey looks for 3 outs to close things out. And we can get underway with the Senior Day proceedings. 11 2/3 innings for Lexi Lacey this season. And she comes in looking to close out the Cobras. She'll face Peyton Brigman to lead off the top half of the fifth. Ryan Wilkes with you here on the Eagles Sports Network. Thanks for spending some of your Saturday afternoon with me. So hopefully Carson-Newman will get 2 here on Senior Day. We'll have 1 more after the Senior Day ceremony. As a left-handed Lexi Lacey deals the first pitch home, Brigman skies it out to right, and 1 pitch, 1 out for Lexi Lacey as she gets Brigman to fly out to right field. Now we'll see a pinch hitter from Addie Andrews. It'll be number 24, Delaney Eves, to pinch hit for Coker. Lexi Lacey delivers the first pitch home. It's a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Only 2 hits for Coker in this contest. They both came off the bat of Bailey Gaskins. So talk about Sierra Rogers' performance here in a moment. It's a 0-1 pitch home to Eves. Is downstairs and low. And the count evens the ball in a strike. Lexi Lacey, the left-handed pitcher, senior out of Anaheim Hills, California. Made her way here from Hawaii Hilo. As she deals the next pitch downstairs to Eves, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. 4 innings for Rogers. She allowed 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 7 in her outing here on Senior Day. As Lexi Lacey rocks and fires a 2-1, Eves pops it foul. Warder chasing after it, but she can't get there in time. And the count's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Eves. 1 down. Coker down to its final 2 outs here in the opening game of the Twin Bill. And we'll take a little while and get you ready for game number 2. As Lacey rocks and fires a 2-2, Eves dribbles it left side to third. Winter Morris, who's in at third base, snags it in foul ground. So Morris comes in for Macaulay Bailey at third base and watches that ball trickle foul. The next pitch home is dribbled back towards the circle. Lexi Lacey scoops. Her throw to first is in time for out number 2. We'll see another pinch hitter for the Cobras. It'll be number 26, Callie Schmidt, to come in and pinch hit. As Lexi Lacey deals the first pitch home, Schmidt watches it downstairs. Count is ball and no strikes. 8 pitches for Lexi Lacey, 5 of which have been for strikes, and she has the first 2 outs here in the 5th. Next pitch is outside. As the left-handed Lexi Lacey rocks and fires, Schmidt swings and misses. And the count is 2-1. The 2-1 home. Schmidt watches it downstairs. Ball 3. The count's 3 balls and a strike. The 2-2 home from Lexi Lacey is downstairs, ball 3. And the count's full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Bases empty for Coker here on the top of the 5th. Looking to extend it at least for the moment as the payoff pitch home. Schmidt lines it into right center and it drops for a base hit. Schmidt rounds first, she'll head for second. Robbins scoops in the outfield and is cut off by Saunders. It's a 2-out double for Schmidt. Back to the top now for Ariana Fair. Before that, we'll get a pinch runner for Schmidt. Who rips a 2-out knock. As Hennessy re-enters. Ariana Fair in from the left side. Another lefty-lefty battle for Lexi Lacey as Fair chops the first pitch right side. Lucero keeps it in fair ground and applies a tag for the 3rd and final out. Carson-Newman gets it done in Game 1. The Eagles take down Coker in the first game of the doubleheader. Be back in about 30 minutes. Carson-Newman and Coker will get ready for Game 2. For now, we'll do the Senior Day ceremonies and stick around right here as Carson-Newman takes down Coker 14-0. We'll be back with the Senior Day ceremonies in just a few moments here on the Eagles Sports Network.
12:58. Hey, Randy. Get fingerprinting and get lined up. You line up out here.
Coach,
I'm glad you didn't wear a suit today. I saw you little kid. I was like, man, he's burning up.
I tell you, Friday I had to preach a chapel service and then do things, and so I was just how I was dressed, and I'm like, Lord, today I'm short sleeves. I'm warm today. And it's a good thing that Talon has an air conditioning in his suit, so it keeps him nice and cool. Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's going after this week in the 80s.
How are you doing? How are you?
What did we win?
Yeah, we did win. Yeah. Orange.
That's great. Tell one of them to bring my flowers.
Your what?
My flowers.
What flowers?
Winner! Will you bring my flowers, please? Sorry. I know. Well, I told Becky I said. Oh, I'm so scared. Mascots. I want to see that. It's different. Sorry. T-ball's a whole other world, isn't it? It was reckless. Okay. Yeah. Our new little baby. Alright, bye. Good to see you.
You too. Up there with us. Dean. Okay, I didn't see it, but I was going to say, any Catherine.
Does everybody have their people?
Fans, please direct your attention to the field as we recognize our 2025 Carson-Newman seniors. Our first senior is number 2, Hayden Dye. Hayden is escorted by her dad, Brad, and her mom, Jamie. Hayden will end her Carson-Newman career as one of the program's most decorated hitters, currently ranking 5th all-time in RBIs with 163 and 7th in home runs with 27. Hayden will be graduating with a degree in exercise science. After graduation, she plans on continuing her education, pursuing a master's in business. Hayden will be a graduate assistant with Carson-Newman Softball and the Eagle Club next year. Her favorite Carson-Newman memory is hitting 3 back-to-back-to-back home runs against Kentucky State in her junior year. Our next senior is number 88, Allie Goodwin. Allie is escorted by her dad, Adam, and her mom, Laura. Allie has been a leader on and off the field in her time at Carson-Newman. Here's what her teammates and coaches had to say about her. Coach Graves says Allie has been an integral part of the success that his softball program has had during her time here. She will be deeply missed. Addie Saunders describes Allie as an absolute hype man in the dugout, and she says she does everything that is asked of her to help out the team, and the Eagles wouldn't be where they are without her. Lorelei Spratlin thanks Allie for being Carson-Newman's biggest supporter, and wherever they go, she's positive that Allie's presence will be felt. Brooklyn Lucero describes Allie as a selfless teammate who makes it her priority to support each and every teammate. Kennedy Warner appreciates the way Allie sees potential in everyone around her and pushes them to be the best they can be. Allie will be graduating in December with a degree in exercise science. She plans on attending physical therapy school after graduation. Her favorite Carson memory is karaoke on the bus in her freshman season, where she did back-to-back Megan Thee Stallion songs, which earned her the nickname Megan, which lives on to this day. Our next senior is number 6, Lexi Lacey. Lexi is escorted by her dad, Lee, her mom, Lisa, and her sister, Sydney. In her time at Carson-Newman, Lexi has become an important part of the Eagle pitching staff, throwing over 33 innings. Lexi will be graduating in May with a bachelor's degree in sociology with an emphasis in criminology. After graduating, Lexi plans on getting into forensics or becoming a dispatcher. Lexi's favorite Carson memories come from all the moments she shared with her teammates. Our next senior is number 99, Brooklyn Lucero. Brooklyn is escorted by her dad, Eugene, her mom, Glenda, her brother, Bryson, her grandparents, Scott and Tammy, her sister-in-law, Brittany, and her dog, Mac. Brooklyn became a mainstay in the middle of the Carson batting order, hitting .368 in Southland Conference play in 2024 to earn preseason All-SAC second-team honors heading into 2025. This season, Brooklyn has matched her career high of 5 home runs. Brooklyn is graduating with a bachelor's degree in communication, and she plans on moving to South Carolina to pursue the next chapter in her life. Brooklyn's favorite part about Carson-Newman is growing her love for softball while doing it with her closest friends. Our next senior is number 20, Mari Robbins. Mari is escorted by her dad, Charlie, and her mom, Wendy. Maury has emerged as one of Carson-Newman's top home run hitters in 2025, hitting a career-high 11 home runs so far this season, also tallying a career-best 25 RBIs. Maury is graduating with a degree in biology with a minor in psychology. After graduating, Maury plans on applying to medical school to become a pediatric endocrinologist. Maury's favorite Carson-Newman memory is hitting an inside-the-park home run against Emmanuel in 2023. Our next senior is number 00, Sierra Rogers. Sierra is escorted by her dad, Heath, and her mom, Carol. Sierra has delivered a stellar career both in the circle and in the box, currently ranking 8th all-time in strikeouts with 364. Sierra has set a career high in wins in 2025 with 12, while also matching a career best 9 home runs. Sierra is graduating with a degree in physical education. She plans on becoming a PE teacher or softball coach after graduating. Sierra's favorite Carson-Newman memory is sweeping Lincoln Memorial and Tuscaloosa at home this season. Our final senior is number 8, Marion Waterman. Marion is escorted by her dad, Richard, her mom, Sarah, her sisters, Amelia and Vivian, and her brother, James. Spending her final year with Carson-Newman, Marion has made 6 appearances, striking out 4 during her work in the circle. Marion is graduating with her Master's of Accountancy in August. She will move to Nashville after graduation to work in auditing. Marion's favorite Carson-Newman memories come from team bonding activities, such as a scavenger hunt in the fall. Fans, one last round of applause for all of our 2025 Carson-Newman softball seniors.